The first was to free up 7,000 square feet for the new product line. The second was to eliminate the work-in-process inventory. Finally, the third goal was to improve the productivity of the pipe guide workers, while also streamlining the process in the shipping area. Jim's research showed that 50% of the existing operations could be reduced to 3 work cells: guides, slides, which are also known as spiders, and shipping. The change would improve on time, efficiency, and save Tri-State money. In the new configuration, each operator would be responsible for more steps in production, as well as inspection of the work. These changes empowered the employees and expanded their jobs by giving them more responsibility for the finished product. It also reduced the floor space the operations required. There were no more stations for each individual step in the process, but rather work cells. These cells combine the steps and condense their proximity to one another, taking up less of the plant floor. Another change to take place was the institution of a Kanban system to help pull inventory through the plant. Kanban, the Japanese term for signal or visible record, is a way to visually communicate when a worker needs materials or work from a preceding station. For example, they instituted the use of special bins to which they attached cards. When empty, the bins and cards would act as a visual signal to a worker that he should make more of a specific part. When the bins were filled, the worker would know to take the finished parts to shipping. The Kanban system is now seen throughout the operations at Tri-State.
For example, this one right here, we have 5 Kanban cards. He's got 1 or 2 of them here. It's not a big rush. You start getting the yellow dots, that means it's more and more of a priority. As you can see here, he's all the way down to the red dots. That means he's got to hop on these right away. This is the clamp storage area. This is how we used to store these clamps. There could be making thousands of these at a time, which would take a valuable machine time, so you couldn't run a variety of parts in any given day. This is now how we store them. We have 75 of these in a container at a time. And as they're emptied out, as you can see here, this is a cue for the spider guy to take these to the next cell to make more of them.
The Kanban system uses smaller containers, such as these baggies, which each hold exactly enough pieces for one pipe guide assembly. With a small number of pieces in each container, the baggies are easy to handle and visually scan for accuracy.
One of the first things to come out of our teams in the pipe guide cell was this innovative little cart, which in an effort to cut down on our material handling time and in some of the inability of the person in the cell to move the product from the welding cell into the shipping department, the fellows came up with this cart, which allows now for much smaller quantities of parts to be moved easily from one area of the plant to another.
Now the new method is, I use these setup gauges. The new method runs at least about 25 seconds. The old way would be 25 minutes. Watch. As I take my setup gauge, and I put it inside there, I come back here. I don't need these screws anymore because they're time consuming. I have to keep on turning and turning until you get it out your way. I have these clamps. These clamps is easy. All you got to do is clamp them on. You don't have to screw nothing. Turn these, make sure everything is tight and square. Check my gauge again, make sure it's tight and square. Now the new method, I don't have to check my pieces at all. I could just run 160 pieces in about 5 minutes. The old way, it would have took me 25 minutes to set up plus 5 minutes to cut. So we're talking about 25 minutes of cutting down setup time.